What's up, everyone? My name is Rad, and I'm here today bringing you my ultimate beginner's class guide for Counterside. I will be going over the different roles and also my recommendations on how to slot and dispatch your units for general activities. I do want to preface this by saying that not everyone will have the same playstyle or methodology for squads. Some might prefer to run multiple DPS units with minimal support, and others might prefer a more tactical or defensive approach. I'm just here to give a generalized idea. All in all, at the end of the day, it comes down to what you prefer, your playstyle, and just have fun with what you got. Without further ado, let's drop that transition. So, I decided to split this up into sections depending upon how I view a class. First up will be your frontline. This will consist of strikers, defenders, and siege. Strikers are units that excel in disrupting enemy lines. They also have high EVA and hit statistics. EVA stands for evasion and hit stands for hit accuracy. It means that a unit has a higher chance percentage to hit a target or enemy with higher EVA. They specialize in quickly engaging and close quarter combats. They do provide a tad bit of tankiness to them and also solid damage. Also, some strikers have unique set of skills. Example would be Lin Xian's passive provides an immediately one deployment refund cost upon dispatching her, or when Hilda is deployed, she immediately grants 10% attack to all ally counters, including herself. Also, strikers are effective against rangers. Think of a striker as like an overall unit that can do a little bit of everything. For the most part, a lot of players in general will usually, but not all the time, be dispatching a striker first or second in activities. Next up, defenders. Defenders excel at protecting your allies from the front line. They have a lot of HP alongside incredibly high defense and are also able to taunt enemies. Taunting is basically they are able to aggro more targets or enemies to them and take the heat off some of your allies. Defenders are a bit versatile as well. Some of them, such as Ryan Ferrier here, for example, provide stuns through their special skills, while others, like Fiona Lowell, can provide damage resistance and HP restoration through her ultimate skill. Defenders are effective against rangers. Think of defenders as a tank unit that can provide you enough time to be able to set up your other units in the field. Just like strikers, defenders will usually, but not all the time, be dispatched either first or second in activities. Lastly, siege. Personally, I believe siege will be the least used in your frontline. They mainly specialize in immediately charging and heading towards enemy bosses. Unfortunately, I only have the Rhino and the PZH mobile gun. I really haven't had a lot of playtime with other siege units. I have rarely used the Rhino, even though I have it leveled up at 35. I've rarely used it. The only instances I can think of that I used it was against tower units, and that was far and few in between during my first playthrough. In Rhino's case, it does have two passives though. The first passive grants immunity to hit stun from special or lower skills, which is really nice. Second passive grants debuff resistance by a certain amount as well. Combine that alongside its high HP pool and it does wonders to be able to tank and giving you time to set up your other allies. Also takes the heat off of them as well. The one downside to a siege, I would say it's its high deployment cost. I personally think this is what holds it back from more use in the game, because as you can see, a Rhino will cost 5 deployment points, and the higher the rarity, the more deployment points is what it usually is. Like I said, sieges do have its place in the game, but in my opinion, players won't be using them a lot as of currently. Continuing into support line, this will consist of your support and rangers. I decided to put these roles together because they do to a certain extent coincide with each other in terms of deployment. First up, I'll go over supports. Support units specialize in one or both of the following: either healing your allies and or providing debuffs weakening enemies. Though I do have to say that there is a specific unit that provides both but also buffs for your allies. I'll get to her in just a bit. What supports do lack in is HP and defense. I would say that shouldn't be too surprising though. Supports like Claudia Nelson only provide healing, while others like Lee Min-soo provide debuffs lowering the attack speed of targets. That special case from earlier is Yang Harem. She is able to debuff enemies by decreasing their attack. She provides healing and also some damage mitigation by providing your allies shield. She is also able to buff your allies attack and give them skill haste as well. She is incredibly powerful as a support, so she can basically do it all. Jack of all trades is what I would say. I personally feel that even though DPS units take up all the spotlight, supports are just as equally important. You shouldn't neglect them because they are essentially the backbone to your success. Supports are usually deployed on either the 3rd or 4th slot. Moving on to rangers, they are essentially your DPS. They are powerful, ranged attackers. They excel at providing high burst damage from the mid lane and sometimes buffs for allies or debuffs or crowd control to enemies. They do innately have high crits and hits. They are also effective against defenders, but just like supports, they do lack HP and are quite squishy, so you need to make sure you have a solid frontline to be able to protect them. Rangers, such as Kao Wong for example, provide high damage with some crowd control through a special skill. Su Yoon is able to provide damage alongside buffing your allies' attack or debuffing enemies by decreasing their attack speed. Others like Yu Mina provide raw damage just for her. Overall, rangers are incredibly flashy and, like I said earlier, take up all the spotlight. Just seeing bosses' health bars just deplete quickly is quite satisfying, truth be told. Just like earlier, rangers can interchange with supports in terms of deployment slots, usually either 3rd or 4th. Lastly, the backline. This will consist of your snipers and towers. Let's start off with snipers. Snipers specialize in providing high raw damage. They naturally have high hit. Snipers are effective against strikers. Some are able to provide buffs for allies or crowd control enemies. Xiaolin, for example, provides a lot of pure raw damage for herself, while others like Sylvia Lena Cooper specialize in providing buffs to your mech allies and also crowd control and enemy mechs through her stuns. Although not as flashy as rangers, snipers do a fantastic job of what it is they are provided to do. I always recommend that you should have one sniper in your squad at all times. I would say snipers are usually deployed in the 5th or 6th slot. Continuing on to towers. Towers, I would say, are similar to sieges. While they do have their spot in the game, they aren't used as much since you really don't need them consistently. I personally have very little experience with towers, so I'm basing this off the research I have done. From what it seems, towers are essentially your ship defenders and provide special combat support functions. They are mainly there to protect your ship, especially from swarms of enemies. I do apologize, but I'm just not familiar with towers since I haven't had a need for them throughout my playthrough. I will assume though that they do have a place somewhere in the game, and maybe I just haven't gotten to it yet. I will say that towers can be either your first slot or last slot of deployment. That'll highly depend upon what you are facing and what activities. Almost done here, but I quickly want to mention employee types. They consist of counters, soldiers, mechs. Currently, counters usually have higher deployment costs compared to other employee types, but they have the ability to use special and ultimate skills. Soldiers have lower deployment costs and statistics as well, but they are able to come in groups. Mechs have high raw stats and are able to engage enemies much quicker than soldiers and counters. All employee types have an attack type as well. Depending on their attack type, they will prioritize certain enemies. There is ground attack, air attack, and all around attack. Ground attack mainly focuses on ground enemies. Air attack focuses on air enemies. All around attack has a balance and focuses on any type of enemy. So in terms of how to dispatch your units, I will give my own recommendations here. Usually it'll either be, like I mentioned earlier, your striker or your defender in the 1 and 2 slots. Then you would like to have either your supports on your 3rd slot or ranger. It'll all just depend as well, like I said, what activities it is you will be doing. Then your sniper in your 5th slot, and then the 6th through 8th slots, you can just fill it out with whatever it is you like. If you want to know what it is you might be missing, you can always hit unit information and it'll tell you there what you might be lacking thereof. As you can see, I'm currently lacking air target units, so I would definitely want to have one of those available. And yeah, that's just my recommendation for how I would do it. Personally, I like to run Xiaolin first, and then I put Kao Wong and then Yang Harem. The reason I do Yang Harem third is because I want her to be out so that when she has her ultimate ability up, she'll just be able to buff everyone that came before her, which is really, really nice. But I do want to note that there may be certain instances where information like this might not work. This is just a general idea how I would recommend to go about it. Before I conclude, I didn't go over ships because I want to make a separate video for them. Hopefully today's video was able to provide some solid insight on the roles and squad compositions overall. I know I've been making these guides in depth, so I apologize for the longer times. I just want to be as detailed as possible when it comes to these aspects of Counterside because I feel it is very important. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate that. Also rate me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you liked or disliked the video. All constructive criticism is welcome. My name is Rad. You're all awesome. See you later.